So, good morning. As I say, I'm Antonio Torregrosa. I work in the port of Valencia, and I'm here today because we are presenting a new incubation and acceleration program that is called OpenTop. And for us, it's a pleasure to welcome a person and a firm that has made a lot in a short time in the field of ports. Please, Alfonso de los Ríos.
Thanks. So nice to be here.
Welcome. Well, he's the founder of NowPorts, that is a startup specialized in logistics and technology. And, well, Alfonso was born in Monterrey, and he comes from a logistics family, so he knows a bit about, or quite a lot, about the business. And at a certain point, he saw that the logistics sector was not really digitalized, technology was not an important part, and he decided to create with his partner this NowPorts, that it's a freight forwarder specialized in logistics and technology. Well, he has a long history in these few years. He's operating in 7 countries. Now he will tell us a bit more about that. More than 1,000 customers, and he won last year the El Español de Masi award. That is an important award here in Spain, and he also is in the Forbes list on the 30 under 30 in industry and manufacturing 2022. So a very successful career in a very short term, and maybe some of you are thinking on how such a young person has arrived so fast and so far. So if you want just to introduce a bit your history and how you arrived here.
Yeah, it's so nice to be here. I really like Madrid. I was talking with our CTO, who is with us today, that Madrid feels just like home. When you're away of Latin America, Madrid is just the best place to be. And I mean, we started NowPorts 3 years ago. I was studying at Stanford in California, and I met Max Casal, which is the other co-founder of NowPorts. And we saw a lot of opportunity on digitization of logistics just for importers and exporters in Latin America. And not only to give them visibility or real-time tracking, but also to just like improve their whole processes, right? We wanted to become their full operating system to manage all their product orders, their financing, automated freight insurance policies, etc. And we just started doing that. We started in Mexico around the beginning of 2019. We raised $8.6 million that time as a Series Seed. And right now, just 2 weeks ago, we announced $150 million at $1.1 billion valuation. So I think the product is definitely working. We need to improve at a lot of things when you're trying to move fast, mostly related to customer service, just more digitization, etc. But Madrid is our next step. We are announcing a new office these upcoming days. It's the first office that is outside of Latin America. We already operate in 7 countries in Latin America, including Mexico, Chile, Brazil, Colombia. But I think Spain is a whole new challenge, and we are excited to work there.
For sure, I will come back to this later. But let's talk a bit about your business model. Why your business model is different for traditional forwarders or traditional logistic operators, or why it is different from other logistic operators that are quite technified?
Yeah, there are a lot of really good logistics players in the world. Even Spain has really great freight forwarders across that not only operate on this region, but all Europe or Latin America even. What NowPorts tries to do is to be like the first digital and automated freight forwarder in Latin America, right? So that means that all our experience, all the way from booking to tracking to invoicing and payments, are directly into a platform. So our customers always know where's their cargo, how much it's going to cost. We automate more than 15 hours of manual reports for them, etc. So we just try to become like their digital operating system, to call it in that way. That's the first thing that we started doing, right? Digitizing logistics. And once we started doing that, we saw that there was a lot of opportunity on just like improving their whole supply chain experience. And that's why we launched a financing product, right? Right now, we can finance more than $10 million to our customers in less than 3 minutes based on their importing and exporting data that it's in our system, instead of traditional banks information that banks have been using for a lot of time. And it looks a little bit antiquated for importers and exporters most of the time.
I see. Well, it's quite a revolution what we are doing, what you are doing, but you are a very, very small player in the
That's
arena.
true, that's
How do you see the sector, where the sector is going? Do you think it's going, because a lot of, I have heard for the last 2 years, no, logistic operators are okay, I'm beginning to be more an IT consultant than a freight forwarder, but still a lot of players and still a lot of big players buying the small players.
Yeah.
How do you see that?
I mean, I do think that right now, like, traditional players haven't played a really good role in terms of customer service. So most of their service is just manual through emails. You need to call your customer representative in order to know where's your cargo, etc. And we really hope that digitization just becomes a commodity in the next 3 to 5 years, right? So we hope that in 3 to 5 years, every like big freight forwarder across the globe like can offer digital services, right? And can give like real-time visibility, connection to ports, terminals, etc. And I think we are moving on that way. So then we will have more competition, like in Latin America and obviously Spain, and we're happy on that. The next step in logistics is not only digitizing logistics, but actually digitizing the whole supply chain, right? Which means warehouse visibility, last mile visibility, PO management, better financing services, and also other things like freight insurance, etc. that not only Nowports, but other players are just digitizing, and that empowers the final customer, right? To have more like certainty of their cargo.
So I understand you have a very open vision and collaboration in the sector.
For sure.
You are working with a lot of players. I read also that you have your own containers, smart containers.
Yeah, we are doing a couple of innovation regarding not only software but actually like hardware things, etc. All the way from opening our own offices in China and India just to improve the customer service and have like visibility all the way from Asia mainly to Latin America, and now to Latin America and Europe, right? A part of Europe, important part, Spain. But besides that, opening those offices, we are definitely working on some innovations regarding hardware. We just launched some devices that can be implemented into some containers, and that's something that we're just testing across the globe. And we are also launching, for example, our own vessel programs, etc., mostly from Latin America to Latin America, but we want to take that global once we reach some volume, right?
Mm-hmm. That's good. I also read that you're interested in the autonomous ship.
Yeah.
That is one of your, maybe your dreams?
Well, I think that's more like a long-term dream. When we were analyzing how we could impact the industry on a really big way, we were between just creating infrastructure, which is the financing side, insurance, PO management, etc., which is like most consumer-facing things. And the other option was just creating our own things, which was the automated vessels, etc. And we decided to go on the infrastructure side just because the impact in Latin America for like emerging economies regarding financing, insurance, and all that was bigger on that side, right? But we're definitely working on these sides. Just to give you an idea, we grew our team from 120 persons last January of 2021 to more than 580 across eight countries. The last 12 months, and a lot of them are just going to our future projects, right? Which is like automated vessels, international payments through blockchain, etc.
So you have big plans.
That's the goal.
Okay, so you need a lot of money. You have already passed 3 rounds?
Yeah, the last 12 months we raised more than $200 million public. We raise a little bit more in terms of debt, just to finance our customers, etc. So those $200 million are just 100% used to innovate around logistics in Latin America and emerging economies. And that touches a lot of the automotive industry, which is here in Spain, and exports to Latin America, etc. So those, we raised 3 rounds, 4 in total, but 3 rounds the last 12 months. So it's been a rush of emotions the last 12 months.
I imagine. But because I also read sometimes that it's getting difficult for startups to get the finance, more and more difficult, more and more competition, and well, you are very young, but you are very convincing. That's clear. What is your secret? How did you manage to get all these investors
Look,
in your company, and how do you approach them?
yeah, when we started Nowports, we were just like two young guys studying in California. I was 19 at the time, and Max, my co-founder, was around 26, I think so, something like that. And one of our advantages were that like we really knew nothing around logistics. Like obviously my family had a logistics background, and Max worked for a traditional logistics company, but we didn't knew how like logistics really work in Latin America. And that ended up being like one of our main advantages, because we just were trying to make things different. Like we didn't knew about corruption in Latin America and a lot of that. And that helped us across time. Regarding fundraising, I think something that helped us the last 12 months was just like creating a bigger company than the founders. So I think there's a point when like vision just becomes bigger than the founder's plan, and you just have like a really good executive team all the way from technology to finance to people, etc. And that helped us. The last round was led by SoftBank, which it's the biggest VC in the world. But it was also co-led by Tencent, which is the biggest Chinese company that it's operating right now. So they really trusted like that we not only wanted to be the digital logistics player, but the whole like supply chain operative system for emerging markets and Latin America, and that helped us to raise this last round, even on a down market, right? Just as you were saying, like right now financial markets are on a really bad spot globally, but I think good companies that are solving real problems, not only like during good financial times, but during crisis, and can give more certainty to the final customer, will end up raising more capital.
Okay, that's great. So keep growing.
Yeah.
8 countries now, all of them in Latin America?
Yeah, 8 countries in Latin America. We have 2 offices in Asia, but those are more operative, right? So it's not that we sell to Asian companies, but the first office where we are going to sell like outside of Latin America, well, of America actually, because we're launching in Miami the next couple of weeks, will be Madrid in Spain. So we're excited about that. Our team have come like 6 times for the last 4 months or something like that. Our team has been here for like 6 times the last 4 months. So we've been exploring Madrid and trying to learn as much as possible.
Okay, that's good. How about your team? How do you do? Because you have grown very fast. What do you ask your team? Which kind of people is entering Nowports? How do you manage? Because I imagine in the very beginning you were very small, but now you have a big company.
Yeah, it's difficult to scale a company when you're trying to keep like a really good culture just at the beginning, right? I think something that helped us when we started it was that we moved too fast, right? Because we were just like 6 persons on a house trying to build something and building the go-to-market, etc. And right now we are just like 600 across 8 different countries. So I don't know, the main goal of like me as CEO and obviously the co-founding team and C-level team across Nowports is just to like transmit the vision, which is like a really wide vision, right? You're talking all the way from software to payments to financing, insurance, etc. So we want to be like conquering the world, to call it on that way, on supply chains, but one step at a time, right? So even though I'm talking here about payments and all of that, we're just trying to conquer one single product per time, and also like be global proof, to call it in that way. We really want to be a company that works not only in Mexico, but actually Brazil, Nigeria, that we're announcing by the end of the year. We're opening a new office in Nigeria and South Africa. So that will be a really like difficult time at Nowports of just trying to turn like something that was regional in Latin America to global, and that will require changes in our culture, in our people, in our software, etc.
Yes, for sure. In fact, you are talking about markets where it's really difficult to enter, even because digitalization there is very low.
Yeah.
Communications are difficult. So technified company, how are you dealing with this in India or Nigeria or?
Most of the time, just as you were saying a few minutes ago, we try to partner with what it's called competitors. I don't think like seeing competitors as a bad term. It's like a good team. You know, like we really just partner up with a lot of players in Latin America that we compete in some other things, but we complement each other down the way. Just to give you an idea, when the pandemic started, we opened our platform to every single freight forwarder so they could use our digital tools, right, to keep giving a good service, even though it wasn't through Nowports, right? So that's something that excites us, like just opening our software and people improving their overall service, etc. We do the same when we open a new office. Here in Madrid, we're going to partner with different companies just to give a better service, because that's the end goal. We don't want to be the only player in the market, but we actually just want to increase the level of service in terms of logistics, and it's where we're focused right now. So we have open systems. If people want to connect to the Nowports platform, if they want to have access to our data, reports, etc., it's something that we are really open on doing.
So you are also doing some kind of open data platform where people can interact,
For sure. Yeah, in Latin America, we have a
APIs.
100% open API where people just can track a lot of things that we are doing.
That's very interesting. Well, I work in the port sectors, and I see sometimes we are very difficult because we don't like to share data, we don't like to collaborate, really. How do you, well, you will have to deal with 20 ports in Spain in some years.
It's a lot of ports in Spain, but I think there's something really good about Spain in terms of economical activity. You know, it's a really big market when you talk about ports, just 20 that are active. And in Latin America, you have like a lot of ports, but those are fragmented by countries. And the risk of being fragmented by countries is that it's a different politics in every single country, so we need to deal with that regulation. In Spain, we are really optimistic about just like openness of the government in terms of like data sharing, etc., and even like private companies that control the ports, just like you. And we are excited about that thing.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Okay, we are reaching the end of the conversation. So, where will be Nowports in 5 years, and Alfonso in 5 years?
Our next goal is to be public. So we just achieved one of the first goals, which was unicorn. The next step is either decacorn or going public. But most importantly than evaluation, we're launching just a lot of tools. Just the next 8 months, we're launching International Payments Gateway. We raised more than $100 million in debt just to finance all our customers' cargo. So the goal is to become the operating system. In 5 years, I hope every like single product that it's imported or exported to an emerging market, it's through Nowports, not only on the logistics side, but financing, insurance, etc.
And you will be there?
I will be there. I will definitely be there. At least
please do not sell it.
No, that's a good point. We are not selling Nowports anytime soon at all. The next 5 to 7 years, I think our vision is like really wide and really big. That it's just about execution of ourselves, not too much about passing it to another company.
Good news. Okay, just to finish, and I told in the very beginning, we are opening our incubation and acceleration program, OpenChop, beginning next month. So just a sentence to encourage our startups to follow your path.
I mean, it's just about creating creating sexy solutions for unsexy problems. I think logistics was in the background for a lot of years and months, and right now it's on every single newspaper because of disruption and just a lot of supply chain bottlenecks. So that's an unsexy problem to tackle on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay.